And I call up France, Macron, whose wife treats him extremely badly. And he's still recovering from the right to the jaw. And I say, Emmanuel, we'd love to have some help in the Gulf, even though we're setting records and knocking out bad people and knocking out ballistic missiles. We'd love to have some help. If you could you please send ships immediately? No. Cannot do that, Donald. We can do that after the war is won. I said, no, I don't need after the war is won, Emmanuel. Many of them said, we'll be there after the war is completed.
During a recent White House event, President Trump berated the French President Emmanuel Macron, saying how Macron is still recovering from the right jaw drop and how his wife treats him badly. To an applause by the audience, he used a French accent to continue his beration of the foreign leader of France. And this takes us to a new episode. NATO, we feel, we happy, we band of brothers. During a time of increasing disagreement between NATO allies surrounding the Iran war, President Trump should not take these disagreements to an unprofessional and personal level. I happen to strongly support the United States operations in Iran, seeing them as a legitimate response to the threat of an Iranian nuclear missile program and decades of state sponsoring of terrorism. Terrorism that has resulted in the deaths of hundreds and even thousands of U.S. service members. I also am increasingly disappointed by the reluctance and, at times, hostilities displayed by some Western European allies. Personally, I see Western European allies looking too closely at the short-term economic consequences and not enough at the longer-term security consequences. Eastern European countries have, for the most part, displayed more contained and constrained disapproval of the U.S. actions. What could explain the more openness and willingness of Eastern Europeans surrounding the Iranian war is the more heightened security focus of Eastern Europeans with Russia closer to their borders. That's to say, these Eastern European capitals are more likely and willing to endure short-term economic strain for longer-term security stability. An important aspect in this analysis is how Iran has supported Russia's war in Ukraine, providing them essential technologies and manufacturing in drones and missiles. With that said, let's quit these personal attacks. I implore NATO allies to meet soon to discuss the clear security differences. As William Shakespeare said in Henry V, Act 4, Scene 3, I quote, "We few, we happy few, we band of brothers," end quote. I still believe in the importance of the NATO alliance. Disappointed as I may be in some of our allies, we need to keep being the leader in the battlefield and in taking the high road in the public squabbles. Squabbles that these foreign leaders, like Emmanuel Macron, the French president, are not innocent of. For example, Emmanuel Macron recently went to Japan and delivered a speech where he did not explicitly mention the U.S., but implied it implicitly, stating how Europe is a stable partner, but others may not be. This is not to say we should let certain nations off the hook for their lack of support. However, let's express our disapproval in a more diplomatic tone seeking to address the core issue and strengthen our allies to clear an appropriate critique.